All right, what is up, YouTube? Mr. Porkchop back here with some exciting news and a great video for you guys today. I know it's been a couple weeks since I posted anything, but it's been for a good reason. I've been really busy. I've been trying really hard to pass this test, and I finally passed it. So I'm done with my operating systems for programmers class. This class was really tough for me. I don't know why this particular class was so difficult, but I ended up having to take the final assessment for this class 3 times. The first 2 times I failed it, and the third time I just took it yesterday for the third time and actually passed it. So super happy about that. Now I can move on to my other classes. I only have 6 more classes, I think, and then I'm done with my computer science degree, and I'll have my bachelor's in computer science, which I'm super excited about. So anyway, moving on to the video for today. I figured I would share with you guys some code that I kind of came up with just because one of my viewers actually messaged me on my Discord, which I'll leave a link to my Discord in the description of this video. I've been leaving a link to my Discord for a while now, and this person was really the first person to really take advantage of that and try to ask me some questions on Discord. They were working on a Python project, which was basically to build like a monthly budget calculator kind of thing. Like you give it a monthly budget, the amount you want to save, and then you're supposed to give it like 2 different lists, a want list and a need list, and then prioritize each item on the list. Um, I only took the one day. I only took a little time to actually go through this, and I really rushed the code that I kind of, helped this person um, with, but I'll show you the code that we kind of went through um, that day that this person asked for help, and I kind of just basically talked on Discord for a little while, um, and I did my best to kind of share some of the knowledge that I had. But like I said to that person in my Discord, I'm probably not the best person to have helped them. I'm not that knowledgeable in Python, and I'm not even sure if the direction I kind of pointed this person in was the direction they took. They could have come up with something completely different, but I at least hope that I show the person some options that they had for the data structures that they could use, and how to implement those. So yeah, anyway, without further ado, I'll kind of go through what we got here. It wasn't a finished product. We didn't really get to finish it all. I actually have to see if this person um, was able to finish the project and submit it. I think it was due yesterday, so I'll see. I'll ask that person on Discord if they how it went and how their project went. But for right off the bat, for some reason, I was really kind of hung up on trying to use dictionaries as a data structure to hold the information that we needed for this. And there's really only 3 pieces of data that we had to hold on to for this. We needed to know the item name, the price of the item, and the priority. And then we basically just needed some type of sorting algorithm to sort our list or dictionary of items by priority. And what I think what I ended up finally doing in this here was I created a dictionary of lists, which is kind of weird. I don't know why I did that, but I have a dictionary, and that dictionary maps the item name to a list that holds both the price and the priority. And then we basically just go through that dictionary, and we pull out items that have the priority that we want, and then we put those into another list basically to hold for like our shopping list. And then anything left over once we run out of money is put onto a separate list. So I'll kind of walk you guys through this, and then I'll talk about some other ways that we could have done this that might have been a little more straightforward and easier. Again, I was really distracted by trying to study for my class, and I just kind of don't know if I came at this the right way. I rushed it a lot. Anytime you have projects like this, I think that it's really best to think about the data structures that you have and which ones will kind of hold the data the best, and think about how you're going to pull that data out of these data structures. Um, but anyway, for the first thing here, I only kind of went through the needs list. I didn't actually get the want list set up. I only had one list. Um, but we have it basically kind of like our function here. We define need list, which is going to be our function that puts together the dictionary that's going to hold all the input from the user. So we have a while loop here that basically continues until the person types in no. Once the person types in no, it'd be like, all right, there's no more items going on the list. If they type in yes, then they'll be prompted to add another item, price, and priority, as you can see here from these inputs. And then these inputs are held into our item, price, and priority objects that we have created here. And then they are all added to our dictionary right here. You can see that the item is going to be the key in our dictionary. Price and priority are going to be um, our list. And you can see here I kind of cast the priority as an integer um, because when they put it in there, it's going to be a string, obviously, when they type it in. So we have an integer basically coming out because that's what we want. Yeah, we have a float and an integer here. Pretty much another prompt. Do you want to add more items? And then it just keeps looping and adding to our dictionary. So once we call this function here, it's going to return a dictionary with all of our data. So down here, what I did is I just set a temporary dictionary over here, another variable, and I set that equal to our function. And that's going to be basically the starting point of our program. So when we run this, it is going to basically start asking us for items to put into our dictionary. And then from there, we have a couple empty lists here. Which one is going to be our shopping list? That's the one we're going to fill up with the items that we can actually afford to buy. And then items you can't buy, obviously, is going to be the list of leftover items that you just couldn't purchase. Moving down below that, we have our priority object here, which is just set to 10, and the priorities go from 1 to 10. And then we have I made like a temporary variable for our budget, which is going to be initially set to our monthly budget. And then this is going to be basically reduced as we buy items inside of this loop here. So this loop right here, we basically have it looping until priority is less than 1. So when priority goes to 0, we're jumping out of the loop, we're done. And it's going to go through our dictionary and it's going to pull out the items from each dictionary. And then right here I have the price priority list, because that's what the value is. Remember, our dictionary has a key and a value that it maps to. The value is a list of price and priority. That's why I named it that. And then below that, we just go, as we loop through our dictionary, we have an if statement here to see if our priority, which is going to start at 10 and go down. So we're going through this dictionary, we're pulling out the highest priority items first, because those are the ones we want to put on our list. And we are basically just going to say if the priority is in our price priority list for that item, then we are going to add, we're going to subtract that item's price from the temporary budget that we have here. And then if our temporary budget is still, if our temporary budget goes below the amount we want to save, then we're going to actually undo what we just did, and we're going to basically say, all right, we can't buy anymore. We're going to put this item on the items you can't buy list. But if our temporary budget is not lower than the amount saved, so we still have more money to spend, then we'll just add that item to our shopping list and we'll move to the next item. Now you can see over here I have this priority price list get items zero. This 0 is the index of my list. There are only 2 items in my list, and I know that the price comes first, and then I know that the priority is second. So my price is going to be in index 0 and my priority is going to be in index 1. And I can show you that guy up here where it basically shows price is coming first and priority is second. So that's why I have that there. And then once it goes through this while loop and it goes through all the priorities, 10 all the way to 1, then it'll print out your monthly budget, which isn't going to change. Your monthly budget is whatever they entered. And then it's going to give you your list, your shopping list, and it's going to give you your items you can buy. I probably should have thrown in here maybe the temporary budget, which is going to show you basically the money that you have left over. because that temporary budget is going to be, you know, whatever money, wherever your budget stopped, you know, once you bought enough items, and it probably won't be the exact amount that you want to save. It'll be close to it. So I don't know, maybe I could add that in there. All right, so we can go ahead and run through this maybe real quick. All right, let's see what we did. Pretty sure our list should have a get items. Maybe it just needed to be changed a little bit. All right, I think it was supposed to be like that. All right. Let's go ahead and run this one more time. So we're going to run it. I think I just had to change that get item function there. Again, we'll do a monthly budget of 2,000, and we'll say we want to save like, I don't know, 15. Now let's say we want to save 1,000. Cup is going to be a $500 cup, very expensive cup. And we'll have a priority of 10. We got to get that. Then we'll enter some milk. Again, it's going to be $500 milk. And then we'll give that a priority 8. And then we'll do some bread. 500 bucks. Priority is going to be 4. Don't need any more. All right, and then basically it'll tell you like, all right, you have a $2,000 budget. You have $1,000 left over if you buy the cup and the milk, and the bread you cannot buy because you're going to go below that amount that you want to save. That's pretty much it. That's the gist of this whole program. Again, it's probably not the best way to implement this, but it was, I guess, what I drifted toward when I was asked about this. I think probably a good way to do this, an easier way to do this, and probably the way that this person ended up doing it anyway, because I think they originally were doing it with all lists. You could probably just get rid of the dictionary. You could do the whole thing as a list, and then you could just you could just filter through your list. So you have your list. Yeah, so I think another way you could have implemented this, like I said previously, was with a list, and then when you search through your list, you can search for the priority, and then depending on what order you ask the question. So if you ask the questions in, enter a name of the item, then the price, and then the priority. Then if you're searching for priorities in that list, then you know that 2 indexes down from that priority is going to be the item that is associated with that priority. So you could search through it, and every time you find your priority, you could just go and get the index below that. Um, I'm not sure how that would exactly work if there are multiple um, items inside your list that have the same priority. I don't know if it stops searching the list once it finds it. Um, I'd have to do a little research on that. But I'm sure there is a way where you could just use indexes and um, do it all in a list. For me, I think it just came a little more naturally for me to do it with the dictionary. But I'd like to get your guys' feedback on this. If you're watching this and you are creating a program similar to this, let me know how you implement it. Give me your guys' suggestions in the comments on how you set it up and how you sorted it. And let me know if you guys found this information useful. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And please like the video if you liked it. Hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber already, and get the notifications. I only post a video if I'm lucky, every week or two, so you won't get a whole bunch of notifications. I'm hoping next year, by the time I graduate or after I graduate, that I'll have more time to actually put into my YouTube channel. But I am definitely trying to be consistent and put content out there that you guys will enjoy. So again, hit me up on Discord, or leave me a comment if you guys have any type of material that you really want me to do videos on. But that's all I got for today, guys.